Hi everyone, this is Kassie and these are the weekly tarot horoscopes for the week of June 20 to June 26. If you want to check out last week's predictions, you can click on the link on top right, and if you are looking for a more personal and detailed tarot reading, you can always find me on my website www.kassiekai.com, an easy-to-use online platform where you will also get 3 free minutes with your subscription. Our deck for today is Disney's Alice in Wonderland Tarot that features all the known and loved characters from that story, the Cheshire Cat, the Mad Hatter, Alice, and of course many others. But let's see what kind of energies we will experience this week. For Aries we got the Judgment and now the Knight of Pentacles. The Judgment is associated with people and situations from the past that will play a role in our life again, and it can be a difficult energy because the Judgment is considered a karmic card in tarot, and it's about an event, a person that will trigger one of our inner patterns or a reaction that may be uncomfortable or even violent. Something that we need to work on, something we need to resolve within ourselves, or something that has caused us trouble in the past. And life will bring an opportunity to overcome this issue, to overcome this pattern, to create better conditions for yourself. So maybe there were news you received or something happened and upset you a little, and you felt it was difficult to deal with. The Nine of Pentacles is an earth card. He's down to earth, practical. It represents our everyday life, our plans, the material world. You will feel more grounded for sure. You will feel you have a strong base under your feet, and someone will come to you offering a solution or help, as knights in general can be helpers, or they can be people who come with an offer. And this one is about practical matters, money, career, or it can be that a relationship of yours needs some attention when it comes to its practical aspects. For instance, how you share with another, how much time you give them, or how much time they invest in you. And it's also a meeting, plans for the future, and this week will be all about those things. There will be someone who's an earth sign or ascendant in your life who will play an important role this week, and there might be a slowdown in your interaction this week. Pentacles are slow, so things that were intense, they are going to settle down now. If you're wondering how someone feels about you, they have feelings for you and they are practical in their approach, which means they may not be as romantic as you'd like them to be, and for that reason you may feel that they don't care, but that's not the case. They are more realistic in their approach and in how they see things in your relationship. The energies you will experience this week will continue to develop and will culminate in about 2 weeks. For Taurus, we had the Lovers and now the Six of Swords. The Lovers is associated with relationships, love, and also choices. So it's possible you had to make a choice about a relationship last week, a choice that wasn't necessarily easy, and if you have made that choice, you will now feel calmer and peaceful again, and that your peace of mind is restored by making this decision. If you haven't made it yet, with the Six of Swords, that's a fast card and shows an acceleration of energies, it's very possible you will remove yourself from a situation for a while, and you will take distance and you will not make a decision yet. You will give it some time to see how the energies will unfold. You may feel tired of a situation because under this energy you may feel the need to take a break, to take some distance from a relationship or from a professional situation, and that will give you the time to reassess it and even to postpone your decision, to leave it for later, and later would be in about 6 weeks. If you want to know how someone feels about you, this person feels weighted down and heavy with thoughts and emotions. It's very possible that they need a break to put their thoughts in order and to decide on which direction they want to go in your relationship. And they will not appreciate it if you pressure them or if you chase after them. So it's important that you give them some space, especially if they ask for that. If you don't, the reaction will be rather negative and they may not respond in the way you want them to respond. The Six of Swords astrologically is Mercury in Aquarius, which means that you will now talk about your feelings in a way that's rather detached and objective. That's not a bad thing, especially if intense feelings have caused you to make some bad decisions in the past. Now you will feel that your mind clears and you can ask for what you want in a way that does not cause drama. Saturday seems to be the day to note for this week, and since the Six of Swords is associated with holidays, you may decide to make plans for your summer holidays or for a much needed break. For Gemini, we had the Page of Cups and now the Four of Wands. The Page of Cups is a new beginning in something, usually in relationships, because cups represent our feelings, our relationships, and maybe you received good news about a relationship or an offer or an invitation, and whatever happened last week, you will see that this week will get more stable, more official even. The Four of Wands represents a stable relationship or a stage that has been completed, and you usually get a reward for that. That could be a gift, a tangible item, or it will be a confirmation from the universe, a thumbs up that you've made effort and that your efforts are producing the results that you want. The Four of Wands is often a celebration, so there might be a meeting, a dinner, a party even, that will make you feel very good and in some way will confirm that you are starting a new chapter. When it comes to feelings, if you are single, someone is coming to you, or it can be that someone feels very happy, very peaceful and content when they are with you. There are intense feelings, wands are fire cards, so feelings are passionate, strong, sexual. Astrologically, the Four of Wands is Venus in Aries, and Venus had an affair with Mars, who's the ruler of Aries, and that affair was uncovered by her husband Hephaestus. So if some of you are involved in an affair, it's very important that this week you be extra careful because someone may find out and there will be trouble. This placement shows fiery and passionate feelings, but between you and the person you are interested in, or between you and your goal, there might be too many contrasts because Venus and Mars are polar opposites like war and peace. So you will have to find a way to collaborate with the person you are dealing with so that you bring the structure and the organization that this card represents without having too many conflicts or contrasts. Think of things that happened between April the 11th and April the 20th, because this week there will be a completion or a stage that started back then will be completed now. Thursday seems to hold the greatest energy this week. For Cancer, we had the King of Swords and now the King of Pentacles. That's actually a big change of energy, because the King of Swords has to do with the mind, all those things related to how we think, to what's fair. It's about doing the right thing, so perhaps you or another person decided to do the right thing, which in many cases means that they put their feelings aside and did what logic told them. Now, with the King of Pentacles, things are changing because the King of Pentacles is more pragmatic, more realistic, and it's an earth energy, and usually it's something tangible, practical, that's being completed this week. So it could be a new job, or you decide to buy or sell property, or also the success you have in your everyday life. which could involve a personal relationship too, in the sense that you will try to make it more structured and more organized in a way that works for all people involved. There will be a man in your life, an earth sign or ascendant, and if this person has been unresponsive last week, as the King of Swords is often detached and disengaged emotionally, even in his communications, now they will be more open to talking to you, more open to working things out with you. This person can be very patient and very persistent, so I expect that they will try to set their terms in your situation and they will insist on what they want, but at the same time they will now be more open to negotiation, to come to an agreement with you. If you want to know how someone feels about you, they feel secure and content, and sexually things are very strong. They have serious intentions because the King of Pentacles is the family man in tarot, and they want to enter a relationship that is long-lasting. Now, because you had this contrast between these two kings, it's possible that you are dealing with someone who has fluctuations in their moods and their feelings, and one day they are nice and the next they are distant. In that case, under this energy, you have to remain grounded and take control of your own needs and desires, as that's what Earth is all about. It's what we want to have, what we want to manifest. So for the coming 2 weeks, it would be very wise to go after what you want for your own happiness. For Leo, we had the Two of Cups and now the Hermit. That's a very big contrast because the Two of Cups is a romantic union or reunion. It's love, it's meeting someone new or meeting an existing partner and having a great time. The Hermit is the polar opposite, so you may decide to take some distance to figure out what you want. Maybe something was said or something happened that got you thinking, and you will want to take a step back this week to come to certain realizations for you. You may want to see how you feel, and you will be more introspective, more keen, more logical, or maybe another around you will need some time to ponder and reflect on the situation between you, either personal or professional. When it comes to feelings, the Hermit means that someone wants to be alone, either you or another person. Maybe there was a breakup or a disruption or a misunderstanding in a relationship, and some time is needed to put things into perspective. The Hermit has great strength, and that strength can be fully expressed only when we are alone, as other people can be distractions. So don't think of it as a bad thing, even if that's a break from a relationship or something was disrupted one way or another and you will need some time to decide what your next step will be. The Hermit is associated with Virgo, so there might be someone in your life who's a Virgo sun or ascendant, and this person wants to think things through to reflect on a serious decision. A guide will come to you this week. It could be a friend, a counselor, a psychologist, and you may need their help because this is a time for you, a time of serious decisions about your future. You will be thinking about where you came from and how you got where you are now. Meditations, counseling, being aware of your dreams will help you find the answers you seek. This week you will get an insight from your inner self, so it's important to try and connect with your inner needs and your inner being. For Virgo, we had the Temperance and now the Queen of Pentacles. The Temperance must have put you on a waiting mode, or you were trying different methods to make something work, and this week things will start moving again, not too fast. The Queen of Pentacles is an earth card and Pentacles are slow, but there will be some movement, some developments, especially there might be a professional or financial offer or proposal this week, and someone will notice that you are doing a great job, and that could be in a professional situation or in a relationship where you are putting much energy and effort to make it work. Whatever you decide to do this week will have solid and long-lasting results. That's why it's important that you are clear on the direction that you are heading, because you might make a long-term investment that is not really what you want. If you're planning to sign a contract, to buy something, to get a new job, make sure that this is what you want, because this thing will have long-lasting results. Don't hesitate to make adjustments where necessary. If you've been looking for a long-term job or relationship, it's very possible that this week you will get it. The Queen of Pentacles is an Earth Sun or Ascendant person in your life, and they feel very loving and very connected towards you. They feel very nurturing. They want to do something for you, to help you. Although they may be a little reserved to express their feelings, that's because they have learned a different way of expression. Pentacles usually express their feelings through acts of service, not so much through romantic moves or nice words. You will see that this person will make a move to show you they care. The energies you will experience this week will culminate in 2 weeks, and you will feel more grounded and also more ambitious. You may attend a very special dinner or meeting where someone will take care of you, and someone may come to you if you are in need of help. Expect that someone will be very kind and very generous with you this week. For Libra, we had the 7 of Wands and now the 10 of Wands. The 7 of Wands shows resistance or opposition that made you feel very defensive, that you needed to stand your ground, to demand what you want, to defend yourself and your needs. And that's causing some pressure on you, and there's a risk that things will get a bit overwhelming this week. The 10 of Wands is usually many different needs that come to you from different directions. So there might be different people with different needs, and they all expect something from you. Part of you will want to do what's needed to keep them happy, but that's next to impossible, as you will probably spread yourself too thin. Your energy is finite, so you won't be able to keep everyone happy and yourself. That might cause some stress on you, so this week you will have to set some priorities. The 10 of Wands is Saturn in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is the future. It's our visions, our plans. Well, Saturn is very restrictive because he tries to teach us lessons, but also to protect us from something we want, but it's not good for us. This week there might be restrictions that may upset you, but try to see those limitations as a good thing, as something that will give you the time to reassess a situation and whether you want to take so much responsibility for something while other people are not making equal efforts. If you're wondering how someone feels, they feel the weight of your relationship on their shoulders. So maybe they feel there are too many demands or too many responsibilities or contrasts, and they feel burdened by emotions and they want to get rid of them. You may want to have a talk with them to talk about your expectations basically, because there might be a clash of expectations and that's causing pressure and tension around your connection. You are not happy in this relationship, but they are not happy either. Tens represent the final stages of something, which means that if this energy is released properly, if you talk about things, if you remain realistic and even make some compromises, then there will be a new beginning that all tens imply. For Scorpio, we had the Fool and now the 9 of Pentacles. The Fool represents a new beginning, the opening of many possibilities in front of you, possibilities that have to do with love or your career or things you want to do. This is a very spontaneous energy. You will feel that anything is possible and there's nothing you cannot do. So with the 9 of Pentacles, you will become more practical this week. So you will be much more focused, and if there were too many options and you couldn't decide what you want and which step to take, now you are finally putting your focus on one specific goal. And that's a good thing, because the 9 of Pentacles is the card of independence, the card of success, which means that the path you will choose in a relationship or a professional situation will produce very positive results. The 9 of Pentacles always indicates hard work and stamina and resolution, So all those qualities will be present this week and will help you create something solid. It's possible you will be dealing with matters involving inheritance or property or the natural world, and you might receive some money you've been expecting for a while now. If you are wondering how someone feels, they feel very comfortable, secure, and very safe around you, which could mean two things. One of them is that you create an environment for them where they feel secure and they don't want to lose that environment. They want it to last for a long time. As Pentacles always show long-lasting energies, but the Nine of Pentacles at times can be a comfort zone, and perhaps you will feel that they are getting too complacent. They enjoy what you are offering to them, but they don't want to leave that comfort zone. They are not contributing as much as you do, so maybe that's something you may want to consider. Days between September the 2nd and September the 11th may be of particular interest about a practical matter or a property matter that will come to a culmination then. The Nine of Pentacles is Venus in Virgo. That has to do with how to make the practical aspects of a relationship work better. For example, those things you share with your partner, and things will have to be discussed in order to make your relationship more stable. For Sagittarius, we had the Five of Cups and now it's the Sun. A very positive change. The Five of Cups is not an easy energy, admittedly. Usually it indicates a loss or lack or disappointment, so perhaps something happened last week and you felt disappointed or unhappy with how things were, or someone failed to live up to your expectations. Whatever happened, this week is getting fixed, it's getting better. The energy of the Sun is that of optimism, good luck, purity, joy. So something that was off last week, something that was disrupted, is now getting back on track. And if it's a relationship and there has been an argument or even a breakup, this week you'll get the chance to reconcile. So there is the possibility of that. If you're wondering how someone feels, they feel strong sexual attraction. They have warm, intense, and clear feelings for you. The Sun is also the card of innocence, so maybe you will feel that their feelings are not very mature, but in any case you will know that they like you a lot, that they love you. The Sun is about being able to see a negative situation in a positive way. Maybe you will be able to see something that happened in the previous days from a very different perspective, and you will find the good in the negative, and that will definitely help you remove a block, an obstacle from your way. The Sun is associated with the current timeline from June to August, and it gives the message that within that time frame there will be positive developments for you. You will get clarity on a matter, a relationship matter, or something else that was confusing. Under the energy of the Sun, you will notice that things are getting much more clear, and you will be able to make decisions that are more solid. The number 19 seems to be very important, so within 19-20 days something very positive will happen, and the Sun has a time frame of 1 year, so something that started a year ago may be completed now, or something you are starting now will be completed in 1 year's time. For Capricorn, we had the Magician and now the Ten of Cups. The Magician can be a tricky energy in the sense that it could be someone who's very charming, very clever, and this person either helps you or hurts you in some way. If they hurt you, they can be very manipulative and very controlling in an indirect way, in a way that you cannot really figure out their intentions. But it appears that's not the case here, because the Ten of Cups is a very good card. It's a card that shows a happy conclusion, a successful completion, so this will be a positive week for you. The Ten of Cups can be a long day or a long night spent with people you love, with your partner or the person you want, or with your family, and it's about sharing, spending time together, making meals together, being happy, doing all those things. So if something has been disrupted in some way, or it broke up, now under this energy it will be mended somehow. The Ten of Cups, as all tens, indicates the culmination of the energy of their suit, and cups are emotional energy, so you should expect very strong feelings this week. And if you are wondering how someone feels, they are emotionally content and they feel you complete them in some way. They love you for sure, they feel happy and emotionally fulfilled and secure in your presence. Events that happened between March the 11th and March the 20th will come to a head this week, especially if there were events that had to do with a relationship, marriage, with how someone feels about you. This week there will be something that will make you feel really good about a relationship. Astrologically, the Ten of Cups is Mars in Pisces. Now Mars is a fire energy, strong energy, action, while Pisces is very different. It's intuition, gentle, passive energy. So Mars will feel a little uncomfortable in the watery environment of Pisces. It's best that you try to enjoy yourself this week and try not to drag too many expectations into a relationship. Let the energy take you wherever it takes you and don't worry how something will happen or when. It's best that you don't try to manage things obsessively. Enjoy yourself and share with your loved ones. For Aquarius, we had the Queen of Cups and now the High Priestess. These two cards are quite similar actually. They are both water cards, and if there's a queen that's closer to the High Priestess energetically, that's the Queen of Cups. It shows someone who's a water sign or ascendant around you, so this person continues to be around you from last week and they still require your attention. So you will have to deal with them and there is an emotional connection to them. The High Priestess is a little more cryptic than the Queen of Cups, who's very expressive emotionally. So perhaps someone expressed their feelings to you or you did that, but now there will probably be some emotional distance. That doesn't mean that feelings do not exist. The High Priestess is associated with the Moon, which means that emotional energies are very strong, but the difference here is that the High Priestess is trying to control her feelings, to not show them. So someone is trying to control their feelings and that may be causing them to be moody or to have mood swings. So if you're wondering how someone feels about you, they don't know exactly how they are feeling and they don't know how you feel too. So one day they feel one way, then another day another way. The High Priestess is the card of the subconscious, so this week there might be some conscious drives or patterns that will be triggered one way or another, and some attention is needed with that, as that could cause some contrast with someone who does not understand your reactions or you don't understand theirs. Try not to share your secrets with people that they have not proved they are worthy of your trust, as they may expose you, and that's not what you want, of course. So keep to yourself, or if another person told you a secret, keep that to yourself too. This is a good week to meditate, to pause and reflect. This is a week of germination. There won't be too much action this week. This is a passive energy, but your intuition will be very strong. If you feel that something is off, it probably is. Give yourself some time to come to a deeper understanding of a situation, to make sense of what is going on in your life. Monday and Tuesday will be the strong days of this week, and that's when the energy of the High Priestess will be the strongest, especially Monday, which is also the day of the Moon, and the Moon is associated with the High Priestess. For Pisces, we had the Eight of Cups and now the Five of Swords. Perhaps you decided to take some distance from someone or from something, or another person decided to do that, and that will probably cause a big reaction this week. The Five of Swords is the card of contrasts, of conflicts, arguments, so there's a high risk of fights this week, and if there's an argument, it's very possible that no one will win. You may just want to give up trying to make someone understand, because it's clear that at this stage you are not on the same wavelength. That can happen for many reasons. One possibility is that you see a situation under a very different light. you have different expectations, different needs, and you will probably reach a breaking point when you just don't want to fight anymore, which is good. If you have a history of fights with this person, this week you will come to the realization that those fights have to stop. If you are to move on to a situation with them that's more balanced, a situation that will be more positive. If you want to know how someone feels about you, the Five of Swords often means that they are playing mind games with you, or they have a manipulative behavior, trying to get you to give them what they want. If you find yourself in such a situation, it's important that you don't engage in such a behavior, that you don't mirror it, because there will be never-ending fights. The Five of Swords is Venus in Aquarius, and in this case, we can clearly see the contrast in this card. Because Venus is a card of love, she wants love, care, connection, but Aquarius is independence. Under this energy, we feel disengaged, detached. So you may come to a realization that you cannot have it all in a particular relationship. Either there's a relationship, a connection, sharing, or there's detachment and independence. It's not easy to have both at the same time, or it would take too many compromises and sacrifices which you may or may not want to make. Friday will be the most important day, where you will get the chance to see a relationship from an objective perspective, which might be much needed here. So these were the weekly tarot horoscopes for the week of June 20 to June 26. I hope you enjoyed them, and I will see you next week. Have a nice and productive week.